Well, obviously, we are where we are, as they say. The president has declared a state of emergency. The question now is what the bottom line is how this issue is going to be resolved. Because at some point it will need to be resolved. The governor has 6 months of suspension. Maybe if it's resolved quicker, he may well come back before then. But the assumption is that he will be back in the saddle in 6 months' time. How do you think it is likely to be resolved? Will it be political? Will it be legal? Do you see a hardening of positions as a result of this declaration of emergency?
Charles, I don't want to be pessimistic, but I very much doubt that this matter will be resolved because it's a strong ideological struggle that this is about. The governor's agenda is very clear. He wants to defeat the specter of state capture represented by Nyesom Wike. He wants to make sure he puts the people first. And Nyesom Wike has a direct opposite ideology, which is personal aggrandizement and making sure state resources are back in his kitty so that he can pursue his own political agenda. So I don't think it's pessimistic, for me to suggest that I don't see any resolution to this because Nyesom Wike is implacable. He's not going to accept any kind of leadership that he will not control, and I don't see how this can be resolved. And I think the president too has an interest in this conflict, if we want to be very blunt, Charles. As you know, the APC is having some problems in the north, in Kano, in Kaduna, and in Katsina, and elsewhere in the north, and there are very vocal voices that are also speaking up in the north against, the state of affairs in the country. So what I think the APC is doing is to pivot, to the south-south and to the southeast to see how they can consolidate their ground, to serve as a counterpoint to what is likely unraveling in the north. So I do not, in the horizon see how Rivers State is going to get back to normalcy because frankly, this is not just about Nyesom Wike fighting Governor Fubara. I think that the APC, represented by the president, is very much in this fight, and I don't see how they can allow normalcy to return in Rivers State. It seems pessimistic, but that is a realistic assessment, Charles.
Now, I don't know how to very well summarize the state of River State and why River State is where it is at the moment, as well spoken by Dr. Austin Tam-George. If you're meeting this content for the first time, please like, share, subscribe. And for those who have been coming to this channel as well, please subscribe if you've not yet done so. Let's go to the meat of this matter that this particular gentleman, who was a commissioner for 2 years with Rivers, under Wike, and he had to resign based on his own statement that he had to resign because of what he saw while he's working for and with Wike. Now, let's go straight to what he mentioned. He's just said it to us clearly that, number one, Wike is implacable. You cannot appease him. There's no pleasing Wike until he puts his hands on the coffers and the state resources of River State to use for his own personal aggrandizement. So that's number one. So he said it already. You cannot please Wike. Wike needs River State resources, Wike needs River State resources to further his ambition to become president of Nigeria. That's on one hand. Number two, Bola Tinubu is not impartial here. This chaos in River State is quietly supported by Tinubu. He needs River State, just as he said here. Bola Tinubu wants to use River State and the South-South to win 2027 election because he's seen opposition from the North. He's seen that it will be difficult for them to rig election in 2027. So they need the South-South state. They need the Southeast state. They need the Southwest state. And they then need some states in the North to say they've won Nigeria's election 2027. Remember, there are 19 northern states and 17 southern states. So he needs 2/3 of that state to win the election. He needs to have more So he needs to make sure that by all means he wants to win all of the south state, the southern state, southeast, southwest, south. And then he wins one or two couple of more northern states to say he's the winner of election. So this state of emergency in Rivers State is nothing but a chess game to win 2027 election. And part of the arrangement, that's why Tam and George here is saying that there's no way you can please Wike because they've already made this agreement. And I'm thinking, in case you've not thought about it, I'm thinking, after the 6 months has elapsed, they'll find something to hold on to Fubara, to force him out, or continue to leave him out to get this sole administrator, this retired admiral, to continue to be in power because they need the River State resources to further their ambition. Now, there have been a lot of people coming out, including Femi Falana. They've come out to talk about how he's unconstitutional, that Tinubu does not have the right to suspend a sitting governor. So it remains to be seen what will happen, but we know what our judicial system has been so far. Our judicial system is corrupt. So I'm not going to think that this gets to the appeals court or to the Supreme Court to decide and they will support Fubara. I don't think so. They've already decimated and desecrated our constitution anyway to get Bola Tinubu to become governor and president. So nothing else will surprise me. So I don't think you should hold your hope high if you think that if you're thinking that Supreme Court will overturn that statement made by Bola Tinubu to suspend a democratically elected governor, to suspend a democratically elected legislature. I mean, we're assuming they're elected anyway, and to suspend the deputies. Just imagine, during the state of emergency in California recently, when there was fire incidents in America, Trump came and said, "It's a state of emergency. I'm suspending Gavin Wilson and Gavin Newsom, or whatever his name is, the governor of California." You take control for that period, and then the person is still in office. You just take in administration for that period. You cannot suspend that person because you didn't vote for the person. This is similar to what happened with Natasha, where the Senate openly said they were suspending her for 6 months. It seems to be to me like this government, APC government, likes 6 months so much. They're always suspending people for 6 months. When you vote against them, they will suspend you for 6 months. 6 months to do all the destruction they can do. So I'm telling you, this sole administrator is nothing but a puppet in the hands of Tinubu and Wike to override the state affairs. You will not see the state legislature. I'm doubting it. I stand to be corrected that the state legislature will challenge this. I'm doubting it. The only person that might want to challenge this will be civil authorities, civil societies, and maybe the governor that will want to challenge this and take that to the Supreme Court. But if you say the likes of Wike or his Pro 27 lawmakers, they wouldn't do anything because they would have told them already it was coming. So they already got themselves prepared. Now, again, I'm not a pro Wike supporter or Fubara. I think they're both corrupt individuals. They are both thieves who make arrangement in the middle of the night. It's just the fact that one doesn't want to be called a puppet anymore. He wants to fight for his own emancipation. And that's Fubara. And the other one says, no, I need the state. I need the state structure. By saying so, I need the state resources for me to use to become president in 2027, 2031. That's Wike's plan. And that's exactly what Tinubu did in Lagos. And we must kill it. It must not continue in Nigeria. We must stop it. So as always, please subscribe to this channel, like and share, and keep your comments coming on. And as always, God bless you. I'll catch you up in the next video. Bye for now.